Thank you for joining us at Sporting Bet. It's that time of year again. It's the Cheltenham preview. We're joined again by Neil Channing from the Betting Emporium, the fantastic tipping service. And Neil, before we go into your premium views here and your different take on how to play these big races, Betting Emporium going from strength to strength. I know it's easy to subscribe, but what do we do to make sure that we get your tips first of all at Betting Emporium?
Well, you go to the site www.bettingemporium.com. Pretty easy. We've been going for 4 years now. It's going very well, actually. You'd be winning a lot of money if you'd followed all of our tips. We have good people on football and rugby and American football and racing, but racing is really my domain. It's not for everyone. It's 200 quid for Cheltenham. Some people would say, well, that's ridiculous. How can you pay that? And fair enough. Those people, we're probably just never going to get those as customers. What you get for your money is you get an essay on every race. I'll be up at 3 a.m. every day at Cheltenham, and I'll have all my essays done by about 9:30. And I'll start delivering them to you at 9 o'clock. You'll get one every half an hour. And people often say to me, and I really get a kick out of it when they do, whether we win or whether we lose, generally we win, but occasionally it's not a risk-free enterprise. But people sometimes say, I enjoyed it anyway because I learned so much from the essays. And that's partly what it's about. We're trying to teach people to become better gamblers and, of course, to win a few quid. So let's see if we can win a few quid today.
Go. That's the way we're going to play at the Betting Emporium. Highly recommended if you want a professional view. We're going to go straight to the Champion Hurdle. This is the first of 4 videos we're going to put up here. We're going to get some of maybe Neil's expert views on the other races on the last one. Neil, Champion Hurdle. Bouvard there, been back recently with us. Brain Power, we saw money for that horse. This is not fake bet, so 500 each way, 20 to 1 a few weeks back.
Oh, yeah, nice.
The rest of the race looks fairly sketchy. Yanworth maybe a touch slow. A couple of horses to be supplemented. How do you play this one with a bookmaker, and what's the kind of shape of this race looking like?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because obviously Forheen and Annie Power came out. Your man obviously must have noted that was going to happen. Getting on 20 to 1 Brain Power, good call by him. It's wide open now. It's 7 to 2 the field, and of course bookmakers at Cheltenham are always looking. I'm sure you're a big corporate bookmaker guy. You're probably thinking about, I don't know, you're talking about all that stuff about account acquisitions and everything. I expect later on today you're going to have a damn good arm wrestle with the horse racing team where you'll suggest that you go 8 to 1 the field in the Champion Hurdle or something ridiculous, and they'll say, well, can't we just try and make some money? I'm sure on the day we'll probably get 4 or 5 to 1 the front 2 in the betting, because a lot of bookmakers like to really stick their chest out. It's the big race of day one, and they're thinking about getting accounts and stuff. So I'm not going to rush really and back one of the favourites. I think Bouvard there is quite solid, and I can certainly see the case for Brain Power. They're both Nicky Henderson. Brain Power, of course, has come into this via the handicap route, and I do think people are a little bit snobbish about that and maybe think, well, it's running the handicaps, how can it win the Champion Hurdle? But the one I don't really like of the front ones is probably Yanworth, and that might not be a very original opinion. I'm not going to say anything particularly original about it. This race has been sort of over-analysed, if anything. Yanworth, for me, is a horse that, and I appreciate that this is Cheltenham and it's a very stiff 2 miles, and it takes some getting. But yeah, I think the Champion Hurdle is generally won by speed horses that jump very fast. And Yanworth perhaps would have a good chance in the Stayers Hurdle. If they do go a very fast pace, which they could, that'll definitely help Yanworth, but I would tend to think 7 to 2 is a bit skinny. The one I kind of like is the horse. It's moved stables a few times. It's gone from, I don't know, a couple of Irish potato farmers. It started off with some fella, Mr. G. Elliott Esquire, in Ireland somewhere. I don't know, never heard of him. They decided, the owner then decided to move it to some bloke called Willie Mullins, and I don't know, apparently he put up the price of keeping the horse by about £5 a week or something. I think they started charging it extra for its food or something like that, and the owner immediately moved it again. He's found a proper trainer now, though. It's with Henry de Bromhead, who I really like. And I just think it's quite straightforward. I think the horse goes out in front. It's got Brian Cooper on, a good jockey for that sort of ride. For me, it would have won the Fighting Fifth Hurdle if it hadn't have fallen. And since then, it's won a couple of decent races in Ireland. Yeah, I think he'll get. He could get a contested lead with possibly the new one, but I think there's a good chance it leads, and it's thereabouts with 2 to jump. And I wouldn't back it each way. I don't think it's a particularly good each way shape of a race. And I wouldn't actually. I know you're waiting for a bet from me right now. I wouldn't necessarily rush to take the 5 to 1 right now. I don't really think lots of other horses are going to come out of the race between now and the Tuesday. I don't see the need to hugely rush in. You guys are doing non-runner don't bet, I'm imagining, which is a very fair concession. And it's not the worst thing in the world if you go and take the 5 to 1 now. This wouldn't be like my super nap of Cheltenham or anything like that. But you have asked me what I would back in the Champion Hurdle if you gave me a free bet right now, and the answer is Petit Mouchoir.
Okay, so that's Neil's first tip in this series of videos here at Sporting Bet. It's Petit Mouchoir, a front runner for me, could get taken on, but that's Neil's personal view to start with. We've got 3 more videos coming up as well with all the major championship races and some of other views from Neil as well. All of the tips you can find here at Sporting Bet. Just a couple of quick offers. We've got the Ultimate Handicap Chase, the National Hunt Chase and the Novice Handicap Chase on day 1. If you back the horse there that comes second, you get your money back as a free bet. And if anybody wants to take issue with any of Neil's views or have a bet on their account with us, it's elite@sportingbet.com. If you've got any issues with your account, we'll try our best to solve those. Thanks for the first one, Neil. Appreciate it very much indeed. We'll be back soon with the Champion Chase.